Alright, and we are back with level 2. First, going into the Fortress of Doom for our usual upgrades. I guess the big difference with the Dark Ages is that there's just no hub. But it's also nice not being pulled out of the game to complete upgrades. But I need that Flame Belch because not being able to use it has not been fun. Even for one level, I don't like it. I have tried to use it multiple times in the last level, so having it will be very helpful. Debating on health or armor, but ultimately decided with health. This level I was definitely more nervous about the Slayer Gate because it's really going to be hard in the beginning of this game because, you know, I have low extra lives and I just don't want to lose them by getting caught up in the early game. But once I beat Doom Hunter base, we should be fine. We'll be chilling. But I have to get there first. When I played for the past 2 years that I've played Eternal, I've pretty much only been playing master levels and DLC content. So starting over again just feels very different. It's refreshing, but it's just very different as well. I forget that it's not always constant craziness and that it had a build up at one point. I realize now with my drawings, I never drew little hell zombies. I drew the cue ball, but I never drew the just regular schmegular bros. Also coming off of the wheels of Eternal, the Dark Ages, going back to Eternal and seeing like the same types of environment, the Sentinel environments, but like how overgrown they are, I kind of like. Because, yeah, in the Dark Ages, this environment right here would be pristine, while in Eternal, it has growth on it because not as many sentinels as there used to be. And it shows in the environment. Environmental storytelling. I was waiting for the Hell Knight. I didn't realize there was a gargoyle left, and his wings are vibrating. You know, I also don't really think about it, but in the Dark Ages, there's just so many enemies in comparison to Eternal. Eternal just has a less number of enemies on screen, but that's also because in Dark Ages, you can take out an entire group of fodder with one shield throw. So, obviously, if there were that many imps or shield demons in this game, it would not be very easy. I do like how they give as many extra lives as possible in the early game because I need to collect them. Bro just stood there. Cinematic death. But gotta keep going on. I'm playing this on an Xbox Series X, but during some of the glory kills, the textures look a lot more simplified than they normally are. I know most of the secrets in these games, just like the back of my hand, but I'm still gonna like overly check the map just to make sure. Because I want to make sure I'm as strong as possible. First rune I get is normally dazed and confused, but I just need that mobility in the air so that I don't die as much. Next one I get will probably be dazed and confused because I just need to have it. collecting some more extra lives. And then just a reminder, this is not me playing live. I'm stubborn and I don't want to spend money on equipment to play and talk at the same time. Is that stubborn? Yes. But that is who I am. Collecting some more toys. Love it. I never got the Arachnotron one, but I do have some of those collectibles. I have the Slayer, of course, and then I have Doom Hunter and the Gladiator. I did want the Arachnotron, but I was in a saving mood when it was out, and by this point it's no longer exist. I can do the numbskulls, but they're kind of expensive. Ooh, I think I just saw a video glitch. Every time I see the Nightmare skin in action, or the Skull Face skin in action on these glory kills, I enjoy it. I just like the red. And knowing the amount of effort it took to get the skin. Although Tag 2 was on the easier side on Ultra Nightmare, but still. I have beaten Tag 2 on Ultra Nightmare 3 different times for 3 different consoles, just so I can have the Skull Face skin. Xbox, Switch, and my PC. Worth it? Absolutely. I also do like the Phobos skin, I'm pretty sure it's called Phobos. When you do the extra life mode with 30 extra lives. I might be able to hit that, but I'm still kind of nervous. I'm about to get cheated right now, and you're about to see why. That should have gone in, is all I'm saying. And dead, yep. Embarrassing. I felt a little demoralized because, you know, I didn't want to lose that life. This is also a clear example of why I could not beat Ultra Nightmare on the regular campaign. Tag 2, yes. Tag 1, maybe. But these early levels would just crush me. But at the same time, the golden skin is just not that serious. There's a bit of a skip here, as you can see, because my dumb self forgot to hit the record button. So you missed the King Novak speech and King Novik and the quick time event, or the quick time battle, I don't know. So now we're already into the house section. A little disappointed I forgot to record the King Novik going all, "You can't do this. You're just one man. Even though I fought with you, and I know you're more than just one man, I'm still gonna say it." Thinking about that now, that is kind of funny. If King Novik fought with the Slayer and knows that he's a little bit more than just one man, and he still says it in Eternal, that's funny. Another good part in the Dark Ages was when the Slayer just throws the skull down, or not the skull, throws the head of Azrak down, and all of the Slayers, all of the demons are like, you know, sorry to bother you. We're just gonna wander off now. We're not a part of this anymore. Around this time, playing this combat moment, I was just thinking about how I used to play this on the Switch, and I still have it on the Switch. I could technically still play it, but it would just feel so different looking back. because it does. It feels so different. Um, and tomorrow I'm going to come out with a video, kind of just a celebration of, you know, Hugo Martin responding to my drawing Doom everyday challenge till he responds. This is not really going to be much of a celebration. It's really just going to be talking about, you know, how I reacted when I saw it. And then the second time he responded, because he said something twice, which was nice. And I'm just going to be like, wow, thanks. And then I'll also talk a little bit more about turning my Doom Doodles into stickers and seeing what can happen with that. But also with the full understanding that Bethesda at any time could be like, hey, that's our IP. Can't do that. And I'll have to be like, okay. But I would also do something else that I think if any of you are interested in stickers would appreciate. I got the auto map even though I already know pretty much everything that's in here. There are a lot of extra lives in this level. Like, I don't even know how many that was, maybe 3 or 4 at this point. Or I guess maybe even more, because I started with 4 and I already lost 1 and I'm at 8, so isn't that 5? And there's still, I think, 2 more to get. He doesn't punch the robots anymore. He learned empathy. Because in 2016 he would just punch the robots. Speaking of robots, I just remembered. I think it's funny how Vega returned in the Dark Ages, but instead of being Vega, he's just a Slayer suit. It's the same voice. It is literally the same voice. Oh yes, I'm just saying it because I noticed it now. The plasma rifle skin is the one for beating Mars Core. And I know a lot of people say that the Mars Core Master level is easier than Super Gore Nest, but I do not agree. I think most of it is easier than Super Gore Nest, except for one encounter being the. It's not technically double Marauders. They're offset from each other, and so once you whittle the first Marauder down to a certain point, the second Marauder shows up. That encounter. Also, I'm being stupid here. I jumped over to that spot thinking I could make it, and I could. But the double Marauder encounter in Mars Core with the Barons and the Barons aren't out at the same time as the Marauders, but it's the Marauders, the Whiplashes, I think a Mancubus. That encounter is what makes that level harder for me, because that encounter is where I get stopped most frequently. I don't have to do what I'm about to do, I just think it's fun. I just shoot the weak points off of the Arachnotron and the Revenant. I hear the Revenant screaming, but I can't see it. Oh, I think there it is. And I'm also learning that the Arachnotron can shoot bombs a lot further than I expected. Having the Blood Punch makes me feel a lot better. I also tried to use that a little too much in the first level, and to no success. It didn't really work in my favor. Playing through this level also makes me feel like I'm playing classic mode. Since I don't have all of the weapons yet, I feel like I'm using a limited amount And I wish I had all of my weapons, but it's not how the campaign works, unfortunately. I take advantage of the Hell Knight just beating down on some random possessed soldier. And I fall off the ledge again. If that Cacodemon did the same thing where it did not work, I would have lost another life. I would have. Thankfully it didn't happen. This entire level is just me weaving in between low health and a lot of health. Like it's just going back and forth between almost dying and not almost dying. And it's stressful, but it's fun. And that is the end of this video. I'll be back tomorrow with the rest of level 2.